We started working with the diocese with the 2020 Vision Initiative, and here the PCC decided to look at the 7 sacred spaces. It's a way of looking at the main elements of Christian life in a community. The next step was to send a letter to every household in the community, about 300, simple letter saying, as a church, we want to help to improve our lives together here in Rhosesmor. We had about 12 replies, which definitely had an opinion about them. And those were the people that we wanted to meet. We also wanted to meet the ones who hadn't dared say anything. Booked a day in St Bino's. We brought it together with what was really needed in the village. And then we published a very colourful booklet, and we sent that to every household in the village, inviting them to a day in the village hall. This then became Rhosesmor Village Community Group and met regularly. The group is PCC and community working together. But during COVID, the isolation was a massive problem. So the person who wanted to do something about it was Natalie, who said, why don't we do a shop in the village? We as a church had no toilet, we had nothing, but she said, why don't we do it anyway? And I'd say, cheers for youthful enthusiasm. Alongside that, for years we've had a little coffee table, but with the help of the shop, that's turned into a hospitality hub in the village, and something really big has grown out of an isolated time.
I first got involved in the church during COVID, kind of asked for people to be able to be in church so that when people came and had private prayer, do the hygiene and everything like that. And something that the church has always done here has always been open. It's always had quite a welcome vibe, and as someone who's born and raised village, who maybe doesn't come so much to the services, that's always been very much appreciated, that actually this is a community building. This community means a lot to me. I've always wanted to have a little village shop. We had one years ago that closed, and that was such a massive loss for the village. When I kind of noticed that in COVID, there was, you know, that separation and what builds a Welsh community in a tiny village like this are those interactions. We decided to set up a shop, but we always set off that it wouldn't just be a shop, it would be a hub for the community. And the volunteers, the network that's been set up, we're very fortunate to have volunteers that work with us, so it's not, they're pretty much what the Outpost is. They're our biggest achievement. Actually, it's the interactions that happen, 2 people that are on shift together, that are maybe friends for years, but get that time now to be able to sit down and chat and work with each other. We kind of went into this not really having a grand plan, just knowing that we wanted to do something that was bringing people together. We've listened to people, so we've worked with local suppliers to be bringing our veg in, because that's what actually is important to people. When we set up, we always said it was for the community, by the community, and that's something that we take very seriously.
We've offered coffee here in this church since we opened it all day, which was about 2012. We believe that eating and drinking together is wonderful. It makes you feel good, and I think that if somebody goes out of here after sitting down and chatting with whoever they happen to be in here, they go away feeling happier. I have met so many people in this village that I'd seen but didn't know just through being in here, and I've lived around here for 40 odd years, so it's a lovely place to meet people and see people, so you feel more part of the community. But the whole thing is about love, basically. It's about showing people that you care.
I learnt through this work that God has a plan, and the plan is in His time. In the shop, for example, we now have 40 volunteers because we'd worked with them through all those years and got to know them. A shop is an understatement. As a home to the village, people are coming in for a coffee or a prayer. People are coming in to walk alongside people of faith, people of no faith. I'm sure that's what Jesus would have wanted from us.